What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Kirby Mass Attack. Last time, we went through hell with Lady Ivy. And this time, we are going to be doing the last of the 4 main bosses, as well as finally taking on Necrodeus once and for all. But before that, let's go ahead and take down the Skull Lord. As in all of the other bosses in this world, you only need 1 Kirby to enter here, but I recommend having more for this fight, specifically because the first stage requires you to throw at a lot of falling rocks. Luckily, this one gives you a lot of fruit as well, as you can already tell. But this one is also a little bit harder than the original boss fight, because these rocks like to bounce, where the original ones fell straight down. But thankfully, I guess one actually did hit the platform when he crushed my Kirbys. But we have gotten through the first phase, which is the hardest phase of this fight, and we just get to blast the Skull Lord in the head a couple of times here, which is cathartic after fighting Lady Ivy last episode. I just want to beat something up, if I'm being honest. It's all I want to do right now. So that's stage 1 of the Skull Lord, and you can see that, like all the other bosses, we're in like this darkened scape, and even the Skull Lord is a darker hue than they were before. But it's basically the exact same fight as last time, where all you have to do is follow the rocks where he's shooting them on the top screen, and just follow them and catch all of them. And I want to make sure I catch all of them, because honestly, breaking the platforms after the first stage isn't super important. It's very hard for him to get past you like 7 times, which he has to do to break all the platforms. So I say it's not the most important thing to keep track of. But you do want to catch as many as you can, and I'm losing a Kirby. And as you can see, like last time, there's no way to actually save a Kirby once you lose it. And it's just forcing me to watch the Kirby fly away. That's sad. Why would you do that to me? And that is the second of 3 phases. There's actually not a whole ton to say about this boss, since it's basically the exact same boss that we fought 2 episodes ago. Which is why I left it for last, because we had just fought it. You're not getting past me, Skull Lord. I know how to run and look at the top screen at the same time. Alright, right, left. Are you gonna go center? Oh no, you're gonna go right again. Now are you? Nope, you're going left again. What about now? Center? Oh, you're going big rock. We get to play reverse tug of war again, because I still don't know what that is called. We're just gonna repel this rock. Thankfully, it is not a hard mini game. And the Skull Lord just kind of gives up at this point. He's just like, oh, you got rid of the big rock. I guess I'll just sit here and watch you get to the cannon. And time for the last phase of this fight, which is actually, I think, more complicated than last time. Nope, never mind. This is the exact same. Alright, we got a good first hit. Miss. Okay. 4. The timers are stressful, but not so stressful. Nice shot to the other cannon. That's another Kirby down. You almost always want to shoot straight down with that cannon, I feel. Because even if you miss, you're more likely to hit shooting straight down than trying to angle it. And that's another Kirby lost, I think. That's unfortunate. I think I'm down to 7 Kirby. Yeah, 7 Kirbys. Which is unfortunately going into the Necrodeus fight. Because that is the final of the world bosses that we need to clear. And unfortunately, I think I do need 10 Kirbys to fight Necrodeus. So I'm going to go fight. I think I'm going to go fight King DDD again to get my 10 Kirbys. So I will be right back. Alright, after fighting King DDD one more time, I now have 10 Kirbys once again, and we can fight the boss stage, which all of them are boss stages, but the boss stage, Necrodeus. The Kirbys enter an eerie place where a statue looms above them in the darkness. The statue held the magic staff. It was finally in reach. Suddenly, the staff vanished, and a lightning bolt struck the statue, scattering the Kirbys everywhere. The statue was obliterated. When the Kirbys looked up, they saw Necrodeus staring back wickedly. He held the staff. The Kirbys had to get it, and they couldn't be restored to one whole Kirby again. But Necrodeus gulped down the staff. The Kirbys had only one choice. They would have to defeat Necrodeus. Alright, time for a boss fight. And similarly to a lot of boss fights, actually, specifically in this game, this comes in a couple of different stages. The first stage against Necrodeus is he's going to absorb, or he's going to have his scullies repair his hands, and we basically have to break those domes on the back of his hands. And in order to do that, we need him to slam down, and we need to get to the side that has the glass dome on it. And when he lifts it up high, he will smash it down a lot, and that's your chance to basically destroy it. I am very bad at throwing to the left, which is why I didn't destroy it there. But you can hear that I am getting hits in every once in a while, which is good because I'm so bad at this. And we just need to break the hand, and you need to have both hands broken by time that before he repairs them. And that's unfortunately not enough to break the second one. So you basically, I did the left one first because I am right-handed and can actually do a bit of damage to this left hand while it is just smashing down. You usually have about 2 cycles before it's fully repaired, which should be plenty of time. And by 2 cycles, I mean 2 cycles of him slamming his fist down and having them stuck. But on to phase 2, which is his hands are going to clap. And all you need to do is throw your Kirbys at the space and pull them out before he claps his hands. Which he will always pause for a second when he goes to clap. And now we just need to avoid these bouncing bombs, which are not entirely difficult to avoid. But it does make it slightly harder to get to him. And he's gonna pause and clap. And if he claps, he will automatically kill your Kirbys, which is the main downside to leaving the Kirbys on for too long. Why did my Kirbys just give up? That was weird. The Kirbys just like fell off like they gave up or something. They're just like, oh, we don't want to do this anymore. Also, I guess I should mention, basically anything that Necrodeus does is a instant kill move. And that gives us access to destroy a hand, which is what you want to do. And then you want to run over to the other hand and try to get it as low as possible. But thankfully, because the one hand gets destroyed, Necrodeus can't shoot as many lasers during this section, or during the middle section, after he claps. And doing that again, we should be able to very easily break the second hand, leaving him with only his head left. What do you got, Necrodeus? Well, he apparently has the power to break space, because now we're floating. And this is actually kind of dangerous. These things will shoot lasers unless you destroy them. They are decently easy to destroy, but what you need to do is Necrodeus will shoot a laser like that, and it will destroy anything it touches, basically. And you just have to wait for Necrodeus to reveal his eye, and then you want to get off the eye while he's like that, because he's charging a laser beam that will incinerate any Kirbys, and Scullies will come and grab the Kirbys that are disintegrated. Grab that one, take it out, grab this one, take it out, because we want to keep as many Kirbys as possible, and what we are, the main purpose, or the main focus of this part is just to destroy this eye, which shouldn't take more than 2 cycles. As long as you don't waste time trying to get to him, it should not take more than 2 cycles. And now we just need to mash the button, and don't mash the skeleton face, because I believe it just makes Scullies appear and hurts you. But with that, that should be the end of Necrodeus. Stage cleared, bronze star, no Kirbys lost. The Kirbys finally defeated Necrodeus thanks to the heroic heart that guided them every step of the way. Necrodeus faded into oblivion, leaving his staff floating in space. The heroic heart called out to the Kirbys. Now, everyone, grab the staff! Use its magic! It's weird that the staff wasn't destroyed with Necrodeus, right? Like, he exploded, you would expect anything inside of him to also explode, or at least be damaged in some way. The Kirbys became one whole Kirby again. A warp star soared into view and picked up Kirby. As Kirby flew home, he looked across the cosmos. The stars were so beautiful. Darkness had its place just as much as light, he thought. For the stars sparkled twice as bright in the dark depths of space. As Kirby soared onward, he saw Popstar in all its glory. Popstar had never looked so wonderful. It shone like a brilliant beacon of hope. Kirby left the darkness of space behind, glad to be home at long last. The end. And with that, we are now in the credits, and we have a little mini game where we get the fish. And this is how we get a medal. In fact, that is the final medal of the game. I didn't show it, but we were missing one medal in the entire game, which is right here in the credits, because there are no medals in Necro Nebula. But I want to talk about this Let's Play, because I just want to give my thoughts on it real quick. I thought it was actually, it was a really fun game to play, and gave me better knowledge of how to write notes for games of this nature. Also, we just pulled up a birdie from underwater. What the fuck? But I just think that it was really beneficial for me specifically, being able to help me learn how to better organize myself, because let's be honest, is that a baby bottle? Let's be honest, this Kirby game is kind of chaotic, as are most Kirby games. So it's very good to be able to keep track of what I'm even talking about. Especially during some of the more hectic levels. And not lose my mind. Because I think the only time I lost my mind was when I was fighting Lady Ivy, in the Necronebula level. But I think that's really all I wanted to say on the Let's Play. And I wanted to now, I think I'm going to speed up the credits, but I want to start doing something new. I reeled in too quick and the Kirby got mad. That was adorable. I want to start putting hints at the end of each of my Let's Plays. And because the credits are rolling, this seems like the perfect place to put a hint for my next Let's Play. So, while we are speeding up, I am just going to leave you a little hint so you can theorize on what game I'm going to be playing next. But with that being said, I will meet you at the end of the credits. And with that, that is the end of Kirby Mass Attack. I did forget to bring up, I want to ask if there is anything that you guys think that I should do better or that I'm doing well. I really like feedback on these Let's Plays just so I can try to make them better and better. So anything that you can tell me, I greatly appreciate. But with that, and my apparently 31 hours in this game, I think we are going to end it here. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we have a couple of bonuses to go over for this game. But until then, happy adventuring!